Hey, it's Freq Nasty, and you're watching HumbyTV.
Hey, Freq, I just want to know, man, if you can party with any DJ and perform one night anywhere in the world, what DJ would it be with, and where would you party?
With any DJ? Party with any DJ. You know what? You end up playing and partying with a load of DJs anyway. It's odd, you know, because everyone in Europe, especially with all the big festivals, you end up, whoever's making good records at the time ends up being booked at the festivals, and you end up doing these big tours. And in Australia as well, you meet a lot of different people, because then I think from December through to maybe March or so in Australia, just about every artist in Europe ends up down there, and there's 7 or 8 big Lollapaloozas type tours that just travel around Australia. So you end up hanging out with a lot of different people. Some of the crazy people that I've ended up partying with. The Cuban brothers are pretty mental. I don't know if you get those guys out here. The Cuban brothers are insane. But if I could, right now, you know what I'm really into is, at the moment, I think is fucking dope, is Diane Twad. I don't know if you've seen Diane Twad. They're South African rappers. They're kind of like white trash ghetto kind of R&B, hip-hop, well, not R&B, hip-hop rave.
Are they like jokers, or are they serious about their tunes?
I think it's kind of such a heavy piss take that it works. It's fucking brilliant. But
we'll check them out. What was the name again, so we could tell the fans?
Diane Twad. DIEANTWOORD.
Google it. If you get it wrong,
yeah,
say,
man,
did you mean?
It's fucking hilarious. But the music's killer. The music is bad, and they're fucking hilarious. There's there's an interview with them in a taxi in Cape Town, just driving around, and they're just kind of like dropping lyrics in the back of this cab, going mental. It's funny. You got to check it out. So those guys are rad.
We shall. And if it was anywhere like Ibiza, what country? Where would you be?
Where would be? I love South Africa. Yeah, I mean, Cape Town's fucking awesome. It's a beautiful town, but in terms of it's again, you get to see so many different places when you're DJing and stuff. You know, Malaysia, I played out there once on top of an airport car park. It was fucking incredible. You know, just being out in the middle of nowhere in Georgia, in Tbilisi in Georgia, out in Eastern Europe. You know, ex-Russia. The crowds out there are incredible, and the place is beautiful. You know,
they dig the music. They get it. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Again, it's almost similar to up here that don't get a whole lot coming through. In fact, when I went out with a bunch of VJs there, I think that was the first time they'd ever seen a DJ and VJs together. They had, you know, it was communist up until relatively recently, so they had ballroom dancing and folk music, and that's it. So for them to get rave music, you know, throughout the last 10 years, I suppose you could say even 8 or 10 years.
It's like a kid going to college for the first time.
Huge for them, yeah.
It's like, whoa, mommy and daddy are going.
Right. Well,
it's a rave.
Crazy enthusiasm and energy, but you stroll outside and there's 1,000-year-old churches and shit, and you know, incredible.
Yeah, it shows how old it is now. Like all of Europe, it shows. You come to America and you realize this was built with plastic 10 minutes ago. Second you get to Europe, you're like, whoa, this place has been here a while.
We're an adolescent country, that's for sure. I mean, Arcado, the electronic music scene around here just started blowing up like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We used to barely get any music. I mean, we get a lot of jam bands and tons of reggae. This is a big, you know, this was a big reggae place.
Still is a big reggae town.
You know, there'd be like months in between shows.
In the summer, he was bitching that Freq Nasty and Bass Nectar and these high-caliber DJs never come up here. And then you played the Mountain. And then you've been up to Arcada Theater, you know what I mean? So now he's getting spoiled like that.
Didn't Lauren come through recently?
You know, it's hitting hard here. People are getting it. Bass Nectar just came through.
Yeah.
You, Spangle, I mean, it's been like just to the point where I can't even go to all these shows. And it used to be that we were dying for shows, but the electronic music scene is filled in all those gaps.
Yeah,
and now it's like.
And now you're like those jaded cats in London. You're like, yeah, man, I saw him already. He was I'm not going to that Freq Nasty.
No, but hell no, man, hell no. You were on the mountain too. No, you were on the mountain too.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was on the mountain.
And he was the one
that saw that 2 minutes.
I know.
That 2 minute set.
I want to do that again.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, why don't you tip them up on if you want to?
Yeah, we came out and did a little outdoor rave up in the hills, and it was beautiful. It was a full moon.
Yeah, it was a full moon on top of Chillo Hill, Horse Mountain.
Yeah, beautiful. And that was, you know, I turned up early with heavyweight dub champion. And we just watched the whole thing come together. I got some awesome pictures of someone brought up some sort of acid house smiley face balloons, you know, and they were just hanging off the side of the sound system, and they just built the big sound system over the course of the day, and then people started rolling in, just turning up, word of mouth, and
literally.
And
I think it was a radio station announced it, and that was the problem.
And then the police turned up soon after.
Well, that was the problem. The police was the problem, not the
Other than
radio
that problem.
Other than that little one, but they let everybody stay.
Yeah.
But the problem with you was, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but what I took from it was there was a lot of DJs, and they had the power for the DJs, but when you plugged in, you required more power or something, or what you were doing,
they just couldn't handle it? The sound system died, soon after.
Just for you, though.
But was it you who went back and had a look at someone went back and looked at the sound.
They're not going to make us all drive down the mountain.
I think that
there's had to be almost hundreds of kids.
I think the other engineer, the other sound engineer, maybe just had a little much of the old, bit much of the old Molly or something. Yeah. And he had like left us. He had left the sound desk and gone in and started raving. And so I went back to see what happened with the sound. There was no one there, and there was some guy off his bean standing there. Have a little mix on the faders and stuff, so I was nothing we could do at that point. Well, it's incredible that the outdoor vibe that you get up here is amazing. Oh, yeah. So we're going to try and do it again in the summertime. So we'll see how that goes. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, you guys did it on Lumberland, man. That's a huge no-no. Private property is not the best land to do it on, I guess, either. It's a hard... They're working. Let's get on to questions. Let's get on the questions here. But this is good. Just so the fans know, this is what we wanted to do, you know. Get your question. That was a great question, you know. Open up a little conversation.
Yeah,
maybe tell you something.
Rad.
Yeah, Rad. You're rad.
Yeah.